The Kentucky Book Fair is coming, tiny libraries are popping up everywhere, and youth golf. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Sherelle Roberts, and this is Lexington Now. Lexington is going to be the site of the 2017 Book Fair. And since 1981, the fair has been connecting lovers of reading with authors, both local and national, through book signings and engaging presentations.
What we're announcing today is that the Kentucky Book Fair is coming to Lexington. We're thrilled to have it in Lexington, and we're thrilled that Bill Goodman and the Kentucky Humanities Council are managing the fair. That's a great combination. Now, we all know that Kentucky has nurtured many great writers, and it's also nurtured a great love of reading, a great love of writing, yes, and a great love of reading. That's how the book fair started 36 years ago. The fair was founded by the late Carl West, a newspaperman, which was editor of the Frankfort State Journal. Proceeds of the fair are donated to libraries all across the state. Until this year, the fair has been held in Frankfort. Now, I have to confess that on a number of occasions, I have petitioned. I have sort of been a cheerleader and a carnival barker to Bill Goodman, to others, to the former executive director here, Ben Chandler. I said, you know, Lexington would be a great place, and that's not to lessen the influence of Frankfort at all, because we all know that so many good things have happened because the fair has been in Frankfort. But being right here at home in Lexington, the home of the Carnegie Center for Literacy and Learning, and its Kentucky Great Writers series, and many other literacy programs, means that we can really leverage it. And that's what we're looking to do.
This is an exciting day for all of us at Kentucky Humanities because this is the official announcement for the Kentucky Book Fair moving from Frankfort to Lexington on November 17th and 18th. And just a couple of words. First of all, I want to present the mayor with our latest Kentucky Humanities magazine that just came off of the presses this week. This is our World War I second edition. It's an eye-popping cover, but more importantly for this day, inside is a full list of all of the authors. It's an insert that gives you a map in case you don't know where the Kentucky Horse Park or the Alltech Arena is. It has a full list of all of the activities. It has directions to the main stage. It has a lot of our supporters and sponsors and a handy-dandy bookmark stuck right in there, so I want to give the mayor one and Neil one also. Just to emphasize that it is on November 17th and 18th. November 17th is Kids Day, when through our funders and sponsors we bring in over 1,000 young people, chaperones and teachers from across the state of Kentucky. They come in from outside of the nearby central Kentucky area to rub elbows with authors and writers. There are on-stage presentations. They get to listen to some presentations by writers and authors. So that's on Kids Day, November the 17th. And then on November the 18th from 9 to 4 at the Kentucky Horse Park of the Alltech Arena, we have our Kentucky Book Fair. We hope to see so many people there. We have a main stage event that lasts from mid-morning through the afternoon. There are breakout rooms where poets can gather and learn about their craft, about the art of writing fiction and nonfiction. It's going to be an exciting day. And
on behalf of the Carnegie Center and Lexington's author community, I want to welcome the Kentucky Book Fair to Lexington. The Kentucky Book Fair is perhaps the most valuable literary asset in the state. As soon as we heard at the Carnegie Center that the Kentucky Book Fair might be looking for a home, we mobilized as quickly as possible to help them have a soft landing, or as soft a landing as possible here in Lexington. And we hope that this story has the happy ending of staying here in Lexington and even moving that literary event to downtown Lexington. From the Carnegie Center's viewpoint, the book fair is in some ways the missing piece in the thriving literary community that we already have here. We're home to the Appalachian poets, to the Holler poets, to environmental writers inspired by Wendell Berry, and to Wendell Berry himself nearby. We're also home to the Kentucky Women Writers Conference and the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame. And there are literally hundreds of aspiring authors who are right now working all over Lexington in their homes and with others on books that they one day hope to publish. The Kentucky Book Fair, we believe, can be a real catalyst for the business community, especially downtown. And we at the Carnegie Center hope to use it actively to inspire the spread of literacy.
And I do want to encourage everyone to come to the book fair. If you've never been before, it truly is one of the gems of the literary landscape in Kentucky. We'll have 184 authors this year. We're reaching out to people that are living in what we call book deserts, places where they don't necessarily have easy access to books. And when we're talking about children, that's incredibly important. And we're pleased to welcome nearly 1,000 students on Kids Day already. We hope to see you come out and support the book fair so that we can continue to nurture this culture of literacy and reading and valuing of books on November 18th at the Alltech Arena at Kentucky Horse Park.
For more information about the fair, visit kyhumanities.org/Kentucky Book Fair. And in keeping with the library theme, the Lexington Public Library has unveiled the Tiny Library Project. It's to engage readers who might not otherwise be able to access books. Here's more about the Tiny Libraries program.
Reading is a healthy activity. It has proven essential to lifelong learning. People who read are more likely to be physically active. People who read are more likely to be successful in their jobs. People who read are more likely to be civically engaged. We work really hard to make reading part of everybody's life, but we know that not everybody lives near one of our libraries or has easy access to a library. So we want to take the library out into the community. The Tiny Library Project is an effort to meet people where they are. A tiny library is a high-profile, high-traffic area will encourage reading on the spot. The first 3 are being unveiled today. They'll be located at the 3 Hope Center campuses, the Jacobs Hope Cafeteria, the Ball Quantrill Recovery Center for Women on Versailles Road, and the One Parent Scholar House on Horseman's Lane. The library will install a total of 30 Tiny Library book exchange boxes throughout the community this fall. Thanks to the support of Lexington Parks and Recreation, these include a number of key sites, including the Gainesway and Kenwick Community Centers, Duncan, Coolivin, and Valley Parks. Starting today, the library will also be accepting applications for an additional 20 tiny libraries that will be available this spring. The application is available on our website, and the deadline for applying is Friday, December 1st. And now I'd like to welcome 1st District Councilmember James Brown to help me unveil the tiny library and then say a few remarks.
Thank you all for being here today. It's my pleasure to be here on behalf of our mayor and my fellow city council members. I would first like to thank the Lexington Public Library for their work in the community. They are a great partner. I know a lot of initiatives that my office is working on, the library has been involved in and been great to work with, as well as our parks director, Monica Conrad. You know, I talk a lot about collaboration. I think anytime organizations, entities can get together and partner for the betterment of our community, I just think that speaks a lot to our city and how collaborative we are as a community with working on initiatives that benefit everyone. So I'm excited about the tiny libraries and the benefits that they will have for our community in getting books in the hands of more of our community members. So thank you for having me here today, and thank you for this initiative. Thanks.
Lexington Parks and Recreation is partnering once again with Lexington Public Library. We partnered together in big ways. We did our project Phoenix Forward. I see some folks here today who helped us with that great project, Jeff Fugate and Ethan and Hannah, and the library of bringing folks from the library out into our park. And today, we're going to embark on a new partnership of experiencing the library and parks in tiny ways or in smaller ways. Our parks and our community centers offer something for every member of the family. Like each of our libraries, each park and community center is unique, provides a wide range of affordable programs and activities for family members. They serve as an affordable place for people to exercise, for them to enjoy nature and spend time with their friends and family. Our parks and our community centers connect our neighborhoods and are an excellent opportunity to bring the library to our park's doorstep. Tiny little libraries sparks curiosity. Just looking at it sparks curiosity. And it encourages people to engage in reading, which is so critically important, as we know. Who knows, we may see people walking down the street reading a book when they come to a park instead of looking at their smartphone.
Coming up after the break, getting Lexington youth on the golf course.
We have more miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. When someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main, it could end up in Town Branch. Don't trash the bluegrass.
Lexington Parks and Recreation is proud to present Freaky Friday Flicks at Moondance Amphitheater. This spooky movie series will feature family-friendly Halloween classics, including Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, E.T., and the original Ghostbusters. The movies will be every Friday in October at 7:30 p.m. Admission for those 13 and over is $2. Children 12 and under are free. It may be chilly, but you'll be able to warm yourself by campfire, a game of cornhole, and the comfort of fall foods on site. For a complete schedule of movies, please visit our website. So get out and play and celebrate the season with parks. You bring the blankets and your friends. The movies and marshmallows are on us.
Freaky Friday Flicks!
Cigarette butts are Lexington's #1 most littered item. Don't trash the bluegrass.
Welcome back to the show. Deep Springs Elementary is partnering with Parks and Recreation to give an opportunity to students to experience and learn a love for the game of golf. Shad, Lacefield, one of the teachers taking part in the program, has more.
It is an after-school golf program that we started 2 years ago. We decided to just invest in our kids in a unique way. A lot of our students, being a Title I school, have not really had the opportunity when it comes to sports to experience something like golf. And we wanted to make sure that they were getting to experience something that was a little different, that got them out of the house, that worked on some teamwork skills, that worked on just etiquette, and that concentration piece, but then also having fun and getting outside. And so that was a big part of just us thinking like golf would be a great opportunity. Me and then also Mr. Tyson, our PE teacher, kind of started off with just 11 kids last year. He was really responsible for helping get the golf sets then from the Kiwanis Club. And then it went so well last year, kids were having a great time, that when we redid it this year, now we have 24 kids that are doing the program. We really felt as though just being teachers, especially with our demographic of students, sometimes they're looking for a little bit more than a teacher. They're looking for a mentor. They're looking for someone who's going to invest in them outside of the classroom and really spend one-on-one quality time. And golf really allows you to do that because it's a lot of individual instruction, spending time working with a student on a specific skill, and getting to see the joy and reward when they finally do make contact, because it's not easy. So when they finally do make contact, and so that's just the best. And they feel that. I think the kids notice that you're investing in them and trying to do something fun that's outside the norm. A lot of them, the first time that we went last year to a driving range at Manowar, they had never seen pressed grass before, some of them. So it was a unique experience just in that it was just, what is this? And so we got to talk about that and experience that. So that was a lot of fun for them as well. Really just started out just within our school. Curtis in the Parks Department, Curtis Mitchell, he had actually been our golf pro last year when we went to Manowar. And then we kind of partnered with him this year as his role has expanded into the Parks Department itself. And then City Council heard about what we're doing. And the community really has just come alive with it, with just donations. Athens Golf Complex, which is a driving range out Richmond Road, they have donated their facility twice for us to go and hit for free. They gave the kids free golf balls. Like, it just really blew up into what started as our school. Now the Parks Department and Curtis has also thought about maybe how can we get this into other schools and just make this opportunity not just about Deep Springs, but about more kids in the Lexington community.
Well, the goal is to provide Lexington with an outlet for juniors of all ages, skill levels, to be introduced to the game and to develop their game using a variety of tools. And we plan on creating some pretty cool programming for them and for the future. And we already have programming set up right now that they can join in and have some fun and get to know the game a little better. But the future is bright for golf as long as we can get the youth involved. We're providing Meadowbrook Golf Course, which is a great asset for juniors and beginners of all ages, really. So it allows them to come out here, hit some balls at a par 3 course, so it's not as big and intimidating as some of our other courses could be to them. So it gives them an opportunity to kind of get started with the game and comfortable and get to know it a little better.
It's just a great way to get kids involved. There's some kids that might not be, into the traditional sport of basketball or, really extra athletic. So I think golf's a perfect choice. We had one girl say that it helps her focus, and that's what golf does. So it can help them just in their physical activity, but as well as just in their academics. It just helps them focus and teaches them that practice, so that they have to really concentrate on things and they can take that skill throughout life. So I think it's a great program.
The city is partnering with Shred It to provide free paper shred event for Fayette County residents. Here's Lauren Monahan with more information about how you can get involved.
The city, in partnership with Shred It, a division of Stericycle, is pleased to provide another community paper shred event for residents of Lexington. This event is great for those who have paper or other files that contain sensitive information or other personal data that you do not want to get out there in the world, especially in this day and age when security and personal protection is very important. So we're pleased to provide this event to you. This will occur on Saturday, November 4th, and the hours of the event will be 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. We will hold this event at Old Frankfort Pike, the old landfill training facility, located at 1631 Old Frankfort Pike. The entrance to the event will be via Jimmy Campbell Drive, which is a little further into town, so make sure to follow event signage and other posted signs and employees that will be stationed at the event to help direct you through the site. Please note that this event is only for residents of Lexington. No businesses are permitted to bring material to this event. There is a 5-box per vehicle limit. It's a very popular event and we service many residents. The great thing about this event is that Shred It provides this at no cost to residents. So make sure to take advantage of this event on the 4th of November. Shred It and city employees will help you unload your vehicle when you arrive to the event site. So there's no need to even get out of your vehicle. They provide the heavy lifting for you. And Shred It will bring their mobile shredding trucks to this event, which means that your paper and your other documents will be shredded on site. It's the most secure way to do shredding, and they even they shred it in a way that is even more secure than regular spaghetti shredding. It's a confetti shred, and this is a great way to keep your personal information secure. Shred-it will also recycle and reuse your paper into lower grade paper products such as tissue paper or toilet tissue. So you can rest assured that your documents will be shredded and will also end up in an environmentally friendly reused product. For more information on this event, please go to lexingtonky.gov/livegreen or call LexCall at 425-2255.
The UK LFUCG Arboretum has been wowing nature lovers for more than a quarter of a century, and fall is a great time to visit this gem in the heart of Lexington. Jackie Gallimore has more.
We are a public garden, which basically means that we're a living museum dedicated to plants. And we started in '91, so we're a fairly young public garden, but it began and still is a partnership between the University of Kentucky and the City of Lexington. And when it first started, it was basically them and a lot of volunteers that kind of got it off the ground. And now it's evolved to have 3 main gardens, which are the Walk Across Kentucky, the Home Demonstration Garden, and the Children's Garden. So the Walk Across Kentucky has a 2-mile loop that goes all around the Arboretum, and it focuses on the different regions of Kentucky. And the Home Demonstration Garden shows what you could do in your home. And the Children's Garden is for kids age 2 to 10. And it's our only admission garden. We have a couple more weeks in the Children's Garden. It closes at the end of October. And so I guess now's your last chance to get in before we close down. And there's lots of stuff to do in the Children's Garden, everything from helping us in the garden to fishing in the pond, watching the model trains. And it's really great for kids to come out and just enjoy nature and connect with nature and have fun. We have a stream that they can wade in if it's warm enough. They can help us plant in the raised beds. There's a log cabin where they can play around and pretend to dress up or make a stew with the sticks and leaves around. So it's just all around good fun, and they are really engaged when they're there, so it really helps parents to kind of let them go at it. One of my favorite things to show kids when they're at the Children's Garden is the cool plants that we have in there. So one that we have is called a popcorn plant, and if you rub the leaves and you smell your fingers or the leaves that you just rubbed, it smells like buttered popcorn, which is pretty cool. And then we also have a sensitive plant. And so if you touch the leaves of the sensitive plant, they actually move, which is pretty unusual for a plant. They think that the leaves do that because it's an insect repellent. So if a bug gets on there, then the leaves would fold and the insect would kind of fall off. So it's a protective mechanism. But kids just like to see it move. It's pretty cool. Memberships for the Children's Garden for the next year go on sale at the beginning of December. And a lot of people buy them as gifts for their grandkids or something like that. So if you're interested in purchasing a membership for the following season, you can contact the Visitor Center. Something to do with the kids when the Children's Garden closes is we will have our story walk up all year round. So our story walk, it's a series of panels with children's books in it, and you walk from panel to panel to read the entire book. And it's a partnership with the Lexington Public Library and the Jessamine County Public Library. Fall is a great time to come to the Arboretum. There's lots of trees here where you can see some really nice color changes. There's a lot of stuff going to seed, so if you're interested in that part of plants, it's really neat to see that happening. And then it's also a really great time to see birds. You can either see them migrating or a little later in the fall when birds have already migrated. It's a really good time to start to learn to identify birds because there's only a few left, so you can get, narrow it down to just those few. So if you're a beginning birder, it's a really great time to start. But there's a lot of neat bird activity happening out here, and you can even see some of the birds like changing colors for the winter. Probably the coolest bird we have in most people's book is the red-tailed hawk. So we have a hawk that lives around here, and you can see him kind of soaring through the sky a lot of the time, or sometimes you can see him even closer. So he's really neat to see out here. And then otherwise, we have a lot of goldfinches that really like to eat the seeds that come out in the fall. We have a kingbird, but they've probably already migrated. what you'll see kind of late fall is like the birds that stick around. So you might see some nuthatches or some cardinals or some black-capped chickadees, and they tend to form bands and kind of travel around the arboretum.
It's going to be an exceptionally busy week here in the Urban County government. We've got 10 televised meetings that you can catch, including Tuesday's ad hoc committee for the 2018 goals and objectives, the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee, the council work session, and a public hearing on the 2018 goals and objectives. On Wednesday, we'll have the Transportation Policy Committee and the Board of Architectural Review. On Thursday, it's the Planning Commission and an Ethics Commission appointment confirmation hearing. That'll be followed by the regular council meeting. And finally, on Friday, it's the Board of Adjustment. You can find all of these live meetings and our other programming right here on Lex TV channel 185, or you can check out our live stream and our other archive meetings at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. You can see lots of programming and other bonus features on there. Just search for us. It's at Lex TV. Well, that's all for this week's edition of Lexington Now. You can keep up with what we're doing all week long by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also get 24/7 traffic updates by following us at Twitter. Our handle is at LexRex. Or you can get a bird's eye view of our live traffic cameras on the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.